we just focus on building the best damn product in this industry, and people are happy with it. And so it kind of sells itself.
Yeah. I mean, it's more of like the ease of use. Like every other demo I've had today, I'm like, okay, like I understand this, but like I can't explain this to my grandma.
Start again.
Oh, hello. Thank you, everybody. Please like and subscribe to my man Nirav right here. So I was sitting in Route Genie, and I was so mind-numbed from how boring, complex, and how unprofessional they were at answering questions that I decided that I would be spending my time more wisely watching Bambi tutorials that Nirav personally sent me than continue on with the presentation with Route Genie.
All right, let's do this. Let's rock through this Bambi demo in like 5 minutes.
Let's honestly, like the quicker the better, but at the same time, please take your time.
All right, so this is a demo account of 6 vehicles. So you can see that Ben is driving Bambi Mobile from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., right? And so on and so forth for all 6 of these drivers for the day. In fact, Eddie, we usually have him start at 6, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so now Eddie should be the first column here, starting at 6. Okay, so we've got all these 6 drivers on the road for this day. You can see their start and end times. And we've got 41 trips for this day, June 1st. And I want to make sure that each trip gets assigned to one of my drivers. So I'll assign this trip to Courtney, for example. So it'll move from the left side onto Courtney's schedule, right? And I can just keep doing that one by one, taking these trips from the left and assigning them to the drivers on the right, which is simple enough to do, right? But the better thing to do is to select all, and see that green button down there?
Run, baby, run.
You know what's up. So about 10 seconds, Bambi will figure the best way of assigning all 40 trips to my 6 driver schedule so that we're fitting in the most trips and spending the least amount of drive time as a fleet to be able to do all those trips. So it's running thousands of calculations right now, and it comes up with this suggestion screen about where it thinks we should place all the trips for the day. Most of these suggestions are blue because they're newly assigned suggestions, but remember I had assigned 2 trips before hitting Run Bambi Run?
Mm-hmm.
So one of them is this one, this light colored one. Bambi's saying, hey, this trip was already under Ben, leave it there. And this purple one that's under Billy, it's purple because it's a reassignment. Bambi's saying, hey, this one was under Courtney, but we should move it over to Billy because that's what's more optimal for the fleet. And then in not assigned, there's nothing here because all the trips got assigned. So I look at this and say, hey, okay, I'm going to hit this green apply button to apply Bambi's suggestion. And now my drivers can open the Bambi driver app on their phones. And they can say, oh, look, here's the 9 trips that I had to do for this day. And you see how this trip for Susie is under driver Courtney?
Yeah.
What if I want a different driver to do that trip? I'll move it to Nirav. Boom. This is all it takes to do dispatch and scheduling.
Yeah, it's so simplistic versus having like basically an entire BIOS operating system as a dashboard.
Yep. I'll show you the extra cool thing. So, I mean, you may have already seen this in the video, but you know how you see all these trips are mainly just blue?
Yeah.
So that's because this is some future day, like tomorrow. But when it's actually day of, this turns into a living, breathing view of your day in real time. So these trips that are grayed out at the top, they're gray because they've been marked as completed by the drivers in the Bambi driver app. These green trips are in progress right now. This yellow one, driver's gotten delayed en route to the pickup. So what it looks like over the course of a day, it looks like this. These trip boxes are getting longer in real time if a driver's taking longer to do a trip. And the colors are automatically changing based on the real-time status. So it's not just what you scheduled and dispatched, it's what's actually happening.
Okay.
Which is pretty darn cool if you ask me.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then of course we have this map where you'd be able to see your vehicles moving around in real time here. But frankly, people prefer to stay on the dynamic dispatch calendar because that tells you everything you need to know in real time and more.
Let's put this in some notes.
I mean, I'm recording this whole thing, so I can just send you the recording afterward if you want.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely take both of them. That'd be awesome. Yeah, because I have like a note of basically every single one that I have taken place and like demoed with today. I've already again gone into it. I gave you the heads up of like this is the meeting I've been looking forward to today. But I'm basically right underneath like the CEO. So it's like I have to bring all of these like presentations, but here's option A, B, and C. We should go with C, and this is why. So like with Route, I took 2 pages of notes of why we should not go with them, especially their pricing. And yeah, so like that will be like delivered to my CEO right after this. And like
there were 10 people in that meeting.
Yeah. It was 10 people. It almost felt like Zoom University. Like, remember when everything locked down in the world and the kids had to take like classes online? That's what it felt like. It was like my professor was boring me to death, and he was saying, make sure you're present, otherwise you're going to be tardy and like you're going to miss like a letter grade. That's what it felt like.
Did anyone else say anything after you said, yeah, I'm going to go watch the Bambi video?
Oh, everybody was pretty silent, like very kind of like timid, but I ask questions. Like it's part of my job. Like I need to know these things. And the fact that nobody was asking questions kind of scared me for the sake of their own business. And I'm like, hey, like if you're representing something, you should probably get all like the P's and Q's and dot every single I that you got there. Otherwise, like, you know, you could be signing yourself up for failure. Because like we're very new to the whole transportation aspect. Like our umbrella contains 5 entities underneath it, and the transportation is literally just now getting added. Like it will be live as of April 1st. So the contract is getting signed in the office right now and getting sent back over to Ready Ride. So that's already confirmed. But like the way I'm looking at it, I just got brought to this company. And not everybody is very tech savvy. Like, sure, I ended up getting a full ride scholarship to the University of Oregon. So then I used it for tools and stuff that I needed that I could use in my life. So art and technology with a minor in performing arts because I love acting. But when coming here, it's like, you know, in my position, I'm not trying to set somebody up for failure. And I know that we only have a 2 to 3 car fleet at the moment. But then nobody's keeping in mind the growth aspect. So like with Route Genie, for example, like it's not really easy for growth because like once you start putting like an extra 5 cars in there, and then the way that their UI is built is horrendous. So it's like asking your grandpa to go ahead and start coding Python for you and then just expecting them to be good. So if I die, at least the company's good because Bambi is easy to follow versus me having to explain every single detail aspect of the dashboard, the UI of the software. Like you even put it in your marketing video, which I thought was hilarious, of like even your grandpa can do it. And like that's kind of like what I'm really aiming after is just ease of use. Like what is like the customer service going to be like for my squad? Because again, if I drop dead, which I might get hit by a bus on my way home from work, I have no idea. God gave me today, and that's what I'm grateful for. So I have to do my due diligence and making sure that like, yeah, I can understand this as a 26-year-old, but can my CEO as like a 55-plus-year-old who specializes in the medical field, not in like technology and back-end operations, like can she handle that? So
beautiful segment.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I know. I should probably do like a monologue or something after that. Damn. Yeah, that's kind of like what I'm after, man. Like even your guys' like pricing sheet was so hilarious because it's just like, this is what we cost. This is it. And like, that's what I really appreciated too, because like, if I'm looking over my notes for Route Genie, so it's $50 per month per vehicle, but then they have all these other little bullshit fees that add up. So $100 setup fee, a reminder text message system is 2.5 cents per text to and from. A reminder call system is 5 cents to and from each call. If I have a question about something, it costs money for me to make an appointment to get a hold of the engineers behind the software. one-on-one training, if I wanted something like Nirav is doing with me right now, I would have to pay them $250 for 1 hour of this. And then Nirav's just like, hey, $67 per car, whatever you want. Here it is. So yeah, like, again, I know I've been really hyping your business up, man, but like, I love your guys' just your model. Like, not many people do what you do. And like, I did what you did in college when I ran my e-commerce, which was funny, honest, and being myself. Because like, authenticity is like the most important trait that you can have. So I appreciate it. Like, I can see your guys' character like through your website versus putting on a fake facade. And then I'm looking at Guy Fawkes and I have no idea what is behind that mask. So thank you.
My man.
But yeah, like, is there any other really big things that you can like just show me? I mean, like, this is how we stand out besides having like a machine learning system. Like, I love the drag and drop. That's so easy. I love how everything automatically changes by itself. You got just a set pricing. It's dope. But what else is like really making Bambi stand out from the rest of your competition? You're new, you're a startup, but you're kicking ass.
We've racked up about 300 customers over the past year. We've taken them from all the other legacy platforms, like the one that you were just looking at. And it's because everything in our product is super easy to use. The pricing is transparent. Customer service is great. I mean, I can keep going around showing you features. Like, here's how easy it is to add a driver, add a vehicle, all that stuff. Happy to show you like whatever you want to see. Like, you name something that you need to do, I can show you in like 10 seconds how to do it.
Okay. Let's add 2 drivers. Okay.
So I'm in the team section here. So we're going to go to the accounts tab. So to add a driver, you're basically going to say, hey, I'm going to add someone as an associate, right? So you just put in their name, contact info, and you make them an associate. And then you go to the driver section here and say, okay, like, I'm going to now make them a driver. So to add a driver, all you do is you say, hey, here's their license info and here are their skills. Like, can this driver do wheelchair? Can he handle bariatric passengers? That's it. As soon as you add them, like, as an account, like, they will get like a welcome to Bambi email. Click here to download the Bambi driver app on iOS or Android. Their username is their email address, and then they just create a password and they log in.
Okay. What about invoicing, like, throughout the software?
So going to go to the billing section. So this is invoicing and credit card processing. So all your trips are already in Bambi. So basically you just select whatever trips you want and say, Bambi, make me an invoice, and boom. Here's like an invoice that it made, which you can PDF and send to anyone. And if it's like a private pay or facility, like, you see this pay invoice button down here?
Yeah.
I can actually just run the card that I have on file for whoever's going to pay.
Oh, nice. Okay. So it just automatically just saves their payment method from before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So invoice and credit integration.
Are you guys going to be working with any facilities directly?
I know that Providence is I'm almost positive, like, we partnered directly with like Providence and stuff.
One thing I was going to show you, which may fit into what you just described, is a feature that's actually become pretty popular in Bambi. So of all the users in your company, so you see how one type is the facility user?
Yeah.
So what you could do is say, hey, look, I'm going to add this facility user named Sally May because she is a transport coordinator at, I don't know, let's say facility DEF or Providence Health or whatever it is, right? So you give Sally this partial login to your Bambi, and it lets her do 3 things. Number 1, she can input trip requests directly in here for your business to do. Number 2, she can see the list of trips, but only the trips for her facility, like Providence Health or facility DEF, whichever one she's associated with. And number 3, she can track those trips happening in real time on the map.
That's another thing I was going to ask is, like, what's the GPS tracking like?
Yeah, so we track the driver's phones. So, and the kicker is, so you see how there's this red number 3 badge on trips?
Yeah.
The reason that's there is because there are 3 pending trip requests from facility users. Like, hey, Sally requested us to do this trip and this trip. And she can see in real time when you've accepted or rejected her trips. So this is a feature that's become super popular among our customers who work directly with facilities.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So they're just completely locked out of admin access.
Yeah.
Did you code this?
My CTO and our team of software engineers have coded it and continue to make it better aggressively every day.
Heard. Yeah, I was gonna say, what this is a Python system. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have machine learning in there, so that has to be Python.
Yeah.
You guys have done an excellent job, man. When did you guys launch?
So we started the company almost 3 years ago, me and my co-founder, and then we hired our software engineers over time, and we launched our software, like the first version of it, about 1.5 years ago.
Okay. So now how have things been since, like, opening, getting the ball rolling and launching? Like, kind of tell me a little bit about your pattern, just because you're so new. So I'd love to hear just kind of about, like, what obstacles have you seen already and how have you been able to overcome them?
So we sort of launched at the NEMT conference in September of 2023. That was like 1.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And beginning of 2024, we had like 7 customers.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, we have the best product on the market. Like, we're convinced of that. Like, why isn't everybody running towards us? And it's like, oh yeah, people don't know we exist. So that's when we started investing in marketing. And as of today, which is like, about 1 year and 3 months since then, we now have nearly 300 customers.
Nice.
And growth has been exponential over this past year. We just focus on building the best damn product in this industry, and people are happy with it. And so it kind of sells itself.
Yeah. And I mean, it's more of like the ease of use. Like every other demo I've had today, I'm like, okay, like I understand this, but like I can't explain this to my grandma, which is kind of like, if you are an expert on something but you can't explain it to like a 3 or 4-year-old, you're not an expert. So like being able to be like can understand from like every niche would be so difficult for me to pass over to everybody else in the office is going to have to be using this software. So I'm loving the ease of use, man. I'm loving the personal touch that you guys have also brought to, like you reaching out to my personal cell phone. That was a big seller as well.
Feel free to pass my cell phone number to your IT manager or boss. I'd be happy to talk with them.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent. I actually might take you up on that. Okay. So, it's a Thursday. All of a sudden, Bambi software isn't working. All of our drivers are driving in circles, not knowing what to do. What's going to be the steps to go ahead and fix that?
In case anything like that ever does happen, like we have 7 of the best software engineers that you could, like we're a modern tech company. We pay top dollar for the best engineers. They're all Americans. They're all in America. We're a very cohesive team. We put in a lot to make sure that the software is running perfectly smoothly all the time. Like, this is medical transportation. You can't screw that up. If anything ever does happen, we are all over that.
Okay. Has something ever happened to where like Nirav has had to take time out of his Saturday, even though you probably work 7 days a week because you're a business owner and that's your child, to like go above and beyond to like fix said problem?
All the time.
Okay. So like, but like what are some of these problems though? Like problems?
Oh, they're not really problems. They're just like, hey, I don't know how to use this feature, or I didn't know that this exists, or how do I, like get my driver this always on, just to make sure every customer is rolling smoothly.
Okay, so 24/7 customer service too?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and you guys don't charge me an extra $250 to have a meeting like this? That's pretty nice. I dumbfounded when I saw that, and I'm like, what type of like consultation like is this, dude? Like I have to pay $250 to learn how to use your guys' stuff, but I pay you already? Okay, so now you guys are on a per car basis, and like that's kind of like set in stone, like the just one pricing plan.
Set in stone. It's listed on our website. So
Dude, I mean, I think we'd be so stupid if we didn't go with you guys because, like, I'm trying to just really instill like the whole factor, and like, if you can give me some supporting like back information for this, that'd be awesome. But like, why I think Bambi, after everything I reviewed, even before I called you, and I'm like, it's so easy. So like in terms of like, if we have to add 5 or 10 more cars, it's not going to be a problem, and it won't be a headache to figure out how to do it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, can you export like the information, like let's say like the invoices and stuff, like can I export that via Excel?
Mhm.
Okay, so it also has like Excel integration.
Let me show you. So billing section. So every row here is an invoice. You see this cloud download button?
Yeah.
You click that and it gives you a CSV file of this invoice that's actually in the QuickBooks format. So you could throw that file into QuickBooks if you wanted to.
Awesome. We use QuickBooks. Okay. Do you guys have like a way that we can do like a reporting for like, let's say quarterly reports, end of the year reporting and stuff like that, to where I can just press one button, get a whole print off of all my invoices for the last quarter?
All your invoices, yeah. So you can click here, download invoices, and just select whatever date range you want. Let's say January 1st to March 31st, this quarter, right? And then you can even limit it to certain payers if you want, like this broker and that payer. And then boom, you can just get all the invoices between those dates.
Okay, so you'd be able to like export, like do a mass export to QuickBooks, like just within like one click right there, basically.
Yeah, and you just take this and then throw that into QuickBooks.
Yeah, just Nirav, too good at your job, dude, which is just making really good shit and make me feel dumb if I don't get it. Oh, well, I mean, just compared to Route Genie, where I have to take actual notes and remember about where all of these little like cool hidden features are, all the cool hidden features are right there present as like, hey, this is what we do, and we're going to make it real easy for you to find it. I'm not going to make you, drive from Oregon all the way to New York and then use the stars in order to navigate you there. I'm just going to build a GPS into your car. So that's what I feel like Bambi is compared to your guys' competition. And this is somebody who is learning all about non-emergency medical transport. So like as somebody who's learning, I can easily say also with a technology background that Bambi is so simplistic for their users, and that is just so undervalued nowadays because I mean boomers want to hop on technology really bad, and like they have FOMO, like they won't admit it but they do. So when you're able to create something so simplistic like this, like you make the consumers still feel like they're in control, even though it's like your guys' software that's making the magic happen. Yeah. Again, I just want a coffee just so I could like show my girl and be like, hey, I told you I met him. And when I see you like on like multi-millionaire status, so you're like in the top 10 Forbes, and I'm like, yeah, I have that guy's cell phone number.
Run, Bambi, run.
Run, Bambi, run.
Beautiful.